Hello, finale tubers. I don't know what to say. Welcome back to another episode of Dark Sun Shattered Lands with me, BlueAnkylo. I have a few things I need to talk about here for a minute. I'm recording this quite a long time after I recorded the previous episode in the series. So that was like, forget when exactly, like maybe May 2021 or somewhere spring, early summer of this current year. And then I got to there was some kind of bug, classic old Dark Sun bug where I couldn't trigger the final battle. And I tried so many things during the live stream and off camera to try to trigger the final battle to get to the end of the game, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And at some point I got a little bit mixed up on exactly what I've uploaded. Hopefully I have uploaded everything up to that point, all of the side quests and everything. If it's not in the series playlist, I apologize, but it's just too complicated now to make it up. Unfortunately, the end game really messed me up. So what I ended up doing, because I couldn't fix the save file, was I had to do a little trick, and it took a long time for me to finally get around to it. So that's why it's December of the same year now. It's been like 6 months. So what I did was I took one of our saves. Did I have like the game music off or something? I was doing some of this stuff. Yeah, I was doing some of this stuff streamed eventually to show it off. But today we're not streaming or anything. It's just me and you, future tubers. So what I ended up doing was I took a save, one of my many save files from the end of the game, and I kind of messed up because I did not take one that had completed everything. It was very near to the end of the game, but I missed this specific save file that I used for a little trick I'm going to explain was... Is this even... I don't even know if this is the right one. This doesn't look correct. This is all maxed out. I don't know. I don't even have even got the save file anymore. There's only so many save files. That's okay. This is. I was thinking final export save. No, this was. That was after the restart. I may have overwritten my restarted save file, my original save files. So anyway, what I ended up doing was I took a save file that was near the end of the game, but not quite because I messed it up. Maybe this one, something like this, right? So I know I was like right here. We were like pretty high levels. Not. I think yeah. Fighter 8 looks pretty close to the right, like we were at the end of the game. But I didn't quite grab the right save file. So anyway, I missed out on, I can't remember which quests exactly. There's, I think it's the whole far eastern area in the Red Sands, because there's like a ring of speed that I missed, and then all the stuff with Balthazar, with all the Vroks and the summoning demons and stuff. You know, the freeing the Megara slaves and healing them and all that stuff. Hopefully you saw that video, but I didn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Point is, I took the save file that didn't have that done. And then I did a trick. So what I did, and this is a thing I learned long ago. A lot of these old CRPGs, you could do that. Basically, you need to drop 3 of your characters, add someone else, like a random character, and then drop your final character. You can save the game at that point if you want. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't have the Terror Blade because I messed that up. This is one of the items that I lost because I did not, I didn't use this file, this one I'm looking at right now, because this one's got stuff like that. I think it's got that Ring of Dexterity, wherever it is. Oh yeah, like things like this belt and stuff like that. There's a couple things we missed out on, whatever. So what I ended up doing is I dropped all my characters, and then I created a new game. Don't exit. I think you have to... I can't remember exactly the smoothest way to do it. Maybe even just click the restart, actually. And you get to the main menu, start a new game, and then you create a new game with the dropped characters, which means all of their inventory and levels, and then you start a new game with them. And I tried to make sure I dropped all of my like quest items. So I didn't want to bring back a genie bottle or even Laud's Rod. Like a lot of the sort of quest-type items I tried to drop before we restarted. And this took me a long time to set up because I didn't really want to replay the game. Because what it meant was I had to replay the whole game and try not to bug out the final battle. So we had a live stream a month or two ago where I did a restart run where we were super over leveled. Like, we started level 8 or 9, and we had all of the super gear. So there was a few places where I was like, right before on the, there's a few, like, I still don't know exactly what's causing the end game to crash, but the Suran in the center of the map, I forget her, Lhasa or something, that joins the tribe. There's some talk that maybe her not walking off that screen, because it's the same map screen where the final battle spawns. So something on that map is theoretically, that's what's screwing it up. It's her, you leaving the area before she walks off, or talking to her, or interrupting her, or something, some kind of bug. There's some talk about the old man and the scroll, and leaving the messenger scroll on the ground, or putting it in the wrong place, or something. So I tried to just do it exactly the way the game expects it. There was some, like, messing up with the genie. If you do the genie in the wrong order, like pick up the genie's bottle, or put it down, like how you interact with it might cause some problems. In theory, there was some stuff with, what was it, the guy that turned into a statue up in one of the villages? I forget his name. But in theory, there was, like, if you attack him and then he leaves without killing him, or, like, you can not attack him and he can leave, and that's fine. But if you do attack him, you have to kill him, because if he runs off, like, I don't know. I don't know for sure which one of those things caused the problem. But I did a whole bunch of reading and research, and I didn't want to have to replay the game 5 more times. So I just tried to, be careful with as many. We actually skipped quite a few quests because I didn't want to, gum the game up on you. And there is some bugs when you play it restart mode like this, like the spider area under the mountain. That quest chain was bugged as soon as we entered on the restart. So there are some problems that we had already. So like this strategy, the restart plan, isn't foolproof. There's definitely some things that go a little bit wonky. The game, I don't know how the game's keeping track of all the flags and variables in the background, but there are some things going on sort of behind the scenes that, I don't know, it's like your save file, it doesn't get completely reset when you do a restart. And I mean, obviously you get all your items and stuff, so it could be tied to like the items that you're carrying around or something like that. But anyway, this is the file we're going to use, and assuming I have uploaded all the videos, I can show you, like, we're right before the genie summons the final battle, and I've tested this once before. We do know that it works, and I'll turn the music on, and I was playing on, with my restart, I've been playing on the highest difficulty because, we were super over-leveled, so you might as well, right? And I'll do the final battle like that as well, because not only are we max level, music's a little bit quiet. I've been having some audio things in the background, but not only not only are we level 999 or 99 whatever, if you restart, like if you drop and restart the game with your characters, you basically can get 2 of every item, or if you do it again, 3 of every item, and eventually 4 of it. Like, you can basically duplicate all the best stuff. Now, to be fair, the genie also lets you duplicate a magic item or 3 if you want, so it's not just that. So there are some weapons that we've got more than 2 of because we use the genie wishes to duplicate them, such as the best weapon in the game, the weapon that steals HP and does a bunch of extra damage and heals you. So clearly that's, like, pretty good. But if you're wondering why we've got, but, like, I guess what I mean is I didn't quite duplicate everything because I missed a couple side quests. So we've got some items, we've got doubles, some we don't. And I think I was looking for a couple of these, the belts of might or the rings of dexterity, because I think there's some of our characters that could use another +3 dex and still get a pretty big value out of it. But whatever. Point is, we are already way overpowered, and I'm just not quite as overpowered as we could have been. Anyway, hopefully you guys know where I got at least 1 copy of everything, and that makes sense. And now we're basically just preparing for the end game. And I think if I did this right, I saved... Yeah, I got all my spells, all my buffs and stuff I cast on my character ready to go, so we don't have to go through the buff cycle again. But, all the standard spells you'd cast. The psionics get a bunch of extra stuff. Unfortunately, all your psionic powers reset after 1 combat. Like your mage and cleric spells, they've got a duration of however long the game lets you, like a minute or 10 minutes, whatever the game actually sets these at. But your biofeedbacks and your all the stuff, all the cool psionic abilities, they they reset after combat, which is probably balanced, I guess. One thing that is definitely worth noticing is my mages, because we had 2 sets of all the books, because I replayed most of the game. I didn't do the full, I didn't play everything the second time. I was trying to go quicker, but we did get quite a lot of scrolls, so for the most part, both of my mages have all of the learnable scrolls. They still don't have a lot of spells, especially like high-level stuff, because there's not really very many scrolls for them. Well, it's like level 5. There's a couple of like the weaker things, like monster summoning or whatever. But you only learn 1 new spell when you get a level up in mage, wizard, or preserver, I guess. But whatever, it's fine. But the point is, we got lots of cool spells. We got lots of cool items. We're at max level, and unless something has magically changed, we are ready to go with what did not work. And I hope I showed it off, but I've really lost track of exactly what I put into a video, and I don't have the energy to go back and rewatch everything and double check that it's all. Point is, we did all the quests. I hope I showed you guys this once where I clicked I am ready to face Draj's army and it didn't work. There's a few different ways to trigger the final battle. The genie is the good way. It makes it easier. You can fight it from the town if you mess up. You can not save the genie and then just leave this area and fight everything. The genie basically auto wins the first round of combat if you do it normally. And if you fight it from the town of Teoquetzal, you fight another round, even additional, because you really messed up if you fight it there, basically. Alright. Let's see. Your final wish has been granted. I bid you farewell, and you may you defeat Draj's armies this day. Please work, game. Please work. There's a lot of build-up here. I've been sort of anxious about trying to record this episode because we put so much time into it. Yeah, so this is the event that did not happen when we originally played through the game. This, just to be very clear here, this event, the text box popping up, we'd teleport to this map, but nothing would happen, and then we could just wander around and play the game. But you're supposed to have this screen pop up and then have a giant battle start. Alright, let's go. As you make your way through the ranks, a familiar figure emerges from the fray, magic blazing from her hands. Jasmine winks at you. What took you so long? Let's finish this. So, I hope I saved everybody. I didn't save the Megaras this time. No, I did save the Megaras. It's possible, when I replayed it, I may have missed someone that we could recruit here, but I think I've got all the main people. A stout fighter brains an opponent, makes his way to your side. Nothing like the smell of blood and sweat in the air. Nothing like it, nothing I'd rather be doing. I'm ready. Let's send some Dragon soldiers to beat their makers. So those are the 2 town quests. The guy from the Wyvern town and the girl from the statue town. On behalf of my village of Sidrilti. Yeah, that's one. And then some more allies also. Before you can reach the commander, some of the Templars and their troops cut you off. Your allies are able to divert some of the Templar troops before they reach you. Alright. We'll just let them get close to us, I guess. We could have probably engaged combat with a fireball or something. This is not the hard part. Also, I need to speed the emulator up a little bit or something. Can I? Oh, thank you, AD&D. Is there? It's been a long time since I've played. I just want to make sure we're gone. Yeah, we've got animations on, which makes things go slower but prettier. And there's not really any game speed, I guess. It just depends on the emulator setting. Okay, we should be okay. It's been a while. So this is the first round. We got troop leaders. We got psionics. These guys are a little bit dangerous with their whole psionic thing. Guards are no big deal, though. Honestly, this is not the notorious battle that you are. I think these Daggerants technically can paralyze you or something, but yeah, it's fine. So, if everything has worked correctly... Oh no, we lost... Oh no. All of our spell effects should still be online. So, some of these characters have an awful lot of spell effects. you know, we are relatively buffed up, you could say. It should be fine. So Miss Grabby, who is it? Yeah, okay, good. So one of our casters is up first. So we'll start with some magic. My apologies if I'm a little bit rusty here. I wish it showed you how many spell slots you had on these ready to go, but you know, this is what you want to see, right? You came for the big fireball, blowing everything up. It's actually doesn't scale high enough. It's pretty cool, but that's not really the spell you want. Then we got the BlueAnkylo here. What else? What other cool spells could we do? We could try summoning some monsters or something. I just want to show some fun stuff off. I think I used all my level 4s on like Stone Skin and well, thank you, AD&D. He's contributing. I did do a lot of buffing for sure. We could do one more fireball, maybe. Maybe that'll kill off this big batch in the middle here. No. It's fine. The truth is, if you're hasted and enlarged, you should just be doing physical attacks. I think we did confirm it at some point, but haste gives you double your number of attacks. So if you have, it's easier to see on this screen. If you have, you know, 4 attacks, you're dual wielding, so you have 4 attacks from your high level fighter. Haste gives you 8 attacks, you know, plus his bite as well. And then enlarge, I think it's like either double or 50% more damage based on whatever it says here. So really, the best strategy in this version of the game, as far as I can tell, is to just make sure your fighters are always hasted and enlarged. And a lot of this other stuff is kind of superfluous. Although having strength and all the immunities is good, but this is what we want to see here, is Strange Mind going to town. 37 damage. Most of his weapons have a secondary effect, but we just kill them before you can see what happens. So, like, this is probably better than a fireball 90% of the time. And you know that your temporary HP doesn't stack, but it does give you a little layer of protection on top of your normal. I don't think the troop leaders have magic, but the psionics is, you know, we want to make sure they die. Oh, and haste, of course, also gives you double movement, so. Anyway, this is not the fight to really worry too much about. I think I'm just gonna go send China down to go crush one of these guys. They don't even get attacks of opportunity in this version, because sucks to be them, basically. Now, I don't think she's got enough movement to get over there. That's fine. We probably could have killed all the psionics before they even got a shot, but... And then you can just guard. And then we've got somebody who's gonna go help us, sort of. Most of my dudes are immune to non-magical missiles. These guys are really, it's a joke. Like, I don't even know I don't even know what spell that was they cast on one of my dudes. Some kind of psionic ability. There's lots of weird psionic stuff that I don't know how it works clearly. But yeah, basically the battle's already over. Miss Grabby, can we see what gotcha? Reaction, gaze, reflection. It's... Now, in theory, she was supposed to have Mind Blank on. If I cast it correctly, everyone would have some kind of psionic protection. If I buffed properly, I might have messed it up. But in theory, we would have all been immune to psionics for the first battle as well, which means this fight is really trivial. But I may have messed that up, or maybe I just don't understand how those kinds of abilities even work, honestly. There's quite a few different, like there's Mind Fortress and Mind Blank and Mind Shield and Mind Guy and all that. Alright, we win. Wanted to be kind of right in the center here again. The Drogian army commander Craxus looks you over, sneering. I must congratulate you on raising the rabble from the wastes into such a force. But I must tell you that you've no chance against the might of Tehukahuk's elite forces. Prepare to die. This is the big boss. This is it. Without another word, the final battle begins. So now your psionics are probably not online for this fight, because they would have ended on the last fight, so you'd have to recast them if you wanted, like if you want to put on, I don't even know what would be worth it at this point. Something, you could try to put Mind Blank on, but we only have like a 65% chance, and I'm not sure there's psionics this time. So let's have a look at the group. This is the battle that if you were playing as a kid, gave you a rough time. These guys, the elite guards, are no joke. They're pretty dang tough. There's a whole bunch of defilers with their fireballs and stuff. The elite guards are really what's going to crush you, though. Also, these, whatever they're called, the upgraded scorpions are tough, and then, of course, the boss over there. So, I've, you know, as a kid, I died to this fight a lot. We're very, very over-leveled, so it's not going to be as difficult, but if you're at a lower level and you're having a hard time, there's really, like, one spell that fixes it. And, we're going to use that one cool spell. Boss battles hate it. I'm gonna try to cast it twice here. The enemy AI isn't really smart enough to like go around it, so I just need like a wall of web. You know, we're gonna try to kill those guys as soon as we can, but now our characters, a good number of them have free actions, so they're immune to web. We're getting bad initiative here. A lot of the enemy spellcasters are going first. That guy from Sedil Tree's super dead. But I mean, that's all he does. He buys us a couple of actions. It's way better to have them shooting arrows at us than to try to hit us with their swords. But yeah, man, that was some really bad turn order. We were slow. Now, I'm gonna send Strange Mind down there. It's a little dangerous, but I want to have him kill these two mages. I didn't get my second web off yet, but we also could try to do like a ranged attack, but you know, that's just so much more efficient. And then these guys are psionics too, right? So we might want to kill them. Just trying to decide what's safer for Strange Mind. You know what? He'll be fine. I have faith in him. That's really not where I wanted him to move, but fine. Okay, and then 6 squares left. I'm going to try to get him out of the sort of danger zone here. Okay, he's out of actions, no guard mode, but you can kind of see, like, those guys, they've got a lot of hit points. Alright, China's turn. So, still got a lot of mages. We could go crush that guy. I think we'll take this guy out. I can't remember exactly which of my characters has free action. I think at least China and Strange Mind. Alright, so that's good. I wish my spellcasters had gone a little bit earlier. Would have been nice, but I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. Oh, I was... Yeah, let's get a kill in here. Man, the half-giant powerhouse hitting for like 40 damage plus magic is so strong. Alright, the BlueAnkylo is taking a bit of damage here. I definitely want to block this route up. So... Also, yeah, see, that's the trouble. If you take damage first, this is classic D&D first, second edition issue. It's been the same for ages. So if you go first, you can cast a spell. But if the enemy goes first and hits you with a fireball, then you cannot cast magic. And if you don't get at least 1 or 2 webs out, you just get swarmed, and then no one ever casts any spells. So yeah, that's pretty classic. So that really, really nerfs our... She doesn't have like a silence or anything. She just took damage, I'm pretty sure. So... I guess... She does have like a pretty good bow, right? We've got some good stuff. It's like a bow that shoots acid arrows. And she's hasted, so I think she still gets 4 shots. It's not, you know, you don't get the enlarge bonus or anything, but this is when you could also pull out one of your wands. I very rarely find a good time to use these, but you could certainly give one of these a try if you're thinking, yeah, maybe I'd like a lightning bolt, or whatever other, like I've got ice storms. I tried to get a bunch of these set up. Confusion, that's pretty cool. But honestly, I think it's better off just to try to... Oh, they're too far away. You have to move a little bit closer here. If we might have some line of sight issues too, it's hard to say. Actually, I don't even really know the range on your... I use the bow so rarely. Okay, there we go. Kill him. 2 hits... 3 hits. Wow, you definitely get a lot of shots. Anyway, we killed the one, so I mean that's 1 less mage. There comes the boss. He's really doing a good job of distracting all of these elite warriors. They're all getting kind of grouped up here. The web is definitely working. This guy's kind of flanking us. Alright, alright. So I'm gonna... Honestly, at this point, we don't even need a second web. We need to kill this wizard. But I want to try to protect the mages if I can. So I got to try to kill these two guys. And Strange Mind, I mean, they might have like 100 or 130 hit points kind of range. There we go, we got it. Alright, I think we'll be fine at this point. The biggest worry is just having the elite guards kind of swarm you, and with almost all of them caught in a web. And also, I mean, to be fair, the scorpion chicks, the Masterials or whatever, they can do some pretty brutal poison damage as well. Let me see here. Cloud Kill is such a bad spell. I could cast it. It's tiny little range. It'll hit our own party. Like, it's such... I definitely have some gripes with how the spell balance in these older games worked. Some of them are really good, some of them are just underwhelming. Even the wall of fire, the range is so small. It might be blocked. There might be some line of sight too. It might be my own problem here. I'd like to show off something fun at least before we wrap this battle up, because we're doing pretty well. Honestly, in terms of like optimal strategy, killing this guy is still for sure the best thing to do. Just not letting him disintegrate or meteor, or, well, he's like a level 9 spellcaster, but just getting rid of him is definitely the best. And then, just got a couple more shots, I think. No. Can you not? Yeah, you can. That was a, just like, you know, interface error, I guess. I was thinking maybe you couldn't shoot an arrow at 2 different targets, but of course you can. Okay, so BlueAnkylo is taking a bit of damage, but now that the spellcasters and psionists are dead, as long as we keep the guards in the web, we can kind of keep the... And by frailer, more weak characters, like, they still have a good armor class. -4, -7. I mean, better than Strange Mind, honestly. Better even than China. Just don't have as many hit points. I could probably just send them into melee and have them heal up with El's Drinker, which might be the way to do this. Is he technically dead, or is he just... No. This is the old pixel hunt. I mean, getting four heals of, I think it's like 66 or 46 or some kind of number like that of bonus healing every round is pretty good. It's better than most heal spells. They're using, the girls, or the mages have what am I trying to say? Protection from missiles, so they're fine. Bam! Oh man, the damage on China is just crazy. With the really high strength as a, you know, a half giant, of course, and then with that enlarged bonus, oh, I love it. The damage output is just something out of this world. But yeah, the effectiveness of web is really, I mean, you can see, right? Like, uh-oh, this could hurt. 30 damage poison, ouch. Alright, well, we know who we need to kill here anyway. The guys that are not caught in the web are priority number 1. But yeah, web is, I don't know what the saving throw is in this, like, I don't know how they calculate it, but it seems like they have, I think they have to, like, make a saving throw every step. And honestly, they generally don't get past 1 step. Like, you can see, they all got to the very beginning of the web, and then that's the end of them. Now, I think the Masterials will be on defend or guard, so that's kind of annoying, but this guy shot an arrow, so this is the boss of the game. He's very tough, but he's no match for the China. What a stupid spot to move in, you dumb giant. Of all the places to stand, you could have just took 1 step down and not been... It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. I guess I should try a lightning bolt, right? Do we even know lightning bolts? Someone's got a staff of lightning bolts. There you go. I don't even know if I've cast it like a single time. We have to stay out of the web for Miss Grabby. I don't think she gets free action. Well, I did put it on a lot of people. I put it on, I cast it on as many people as I had spell slots for. The priority was just the front row characters, so. So most of my guys can walk through the web for free. That's really the combo. Having web and free action. This is not a very good lightning bolt. I mean, you see. Unfortunately, so many of the spells, I don't know why they, you know, they programmed them like this, but a lot of the magic is just, like, how are you supposed to use this spell? Like, this does not look like a good use of lightning bolts. This is a perfect, if I was playing like a gold box game, this is a perfect time to hit them all with a lightning bolt. But I can't, I'm not even sure if this is going to hit our own people, really, right? Like, I think there must be something blocking. I wonder if the web technically blocks your cast, or if it's like enemies. There is something about targeting in this game that I don't understand. This should be just an ideal situation, you'd think. I'm gonna try a couple different things. Cat Ankylo, just chill, man. I don't know what his problem is. He's got food, he's got a clean cat box. Okay, this is looking a little better. It's still, like, there must be something about the web that doesn't let you cast spells over top of it. It's a really good spell, don't get me wrong, but this is really annoying. Alright, I tried. I can't find a way to use it anywhere near what I want. Let's try something else then. Why don't we try, oh, good. Cloud kill. It's our one level 5 spell. Let's... Cat! Gee whiz. If this only kills myself, I'm gonna laugh. There. So yeah, there's so I guess it's probably engine related. This is one of the reasons I don't use magic very often. But there must be some kind of conflict with overlapping effects. That's definitely my hunch. And it's too bad, because like a lot of the tactics on these kinds of games is like putting layered effects like that. You know, getting enemies stuck in grease or webs, and then and then like nuking them with poison clouds, right? So the cloud of death, the only thing I can think it would be good against would be like a spellcaster that takes damage at the beginning of their turn, because then they can't cast magic. But there's other ways to just kill mages usually. But you can see like 2 or 3 damage each compared to the amount of damage we can do. It's, you know, it's not that good. Oh, I should try out some other stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to show off things. I haven't cast a single cleric spell, but we also have things like Disintegrate, which is pretty cool, right? We failed. Classic. What else have we got that might be useful? Oh, right. Isn't there like, no, Sonic Blast makes them think they're almost dead. I don't know if I've ever even cast it. Yeah. So, that's, what's cool about that is it does 80% of their damage, although by the rules, technically it doesn't do the damage, it just makes them think they're almost dead. But, effectively, it did do 135, so that's pretty good, right? Against a really strong enemy if they fail their save. I just want to play around with some of these a little bit more, but what else have we got to show off? I don't think the monster summonings are very good. Now, my non-psionics characters aren't that good with psionics anyway, so let's try, well, Hold Monster is classic. It definitely seems to be blocked by the web, though. Or it has a really short range. That's definitely possible as well, that it just has like a range of like 3 tiles. Wow. BlueAnkylo must be the one that doesn't have the, Yeah, it still seems to be completely blocked by being in the web. Unfortunately, hard to know. What should we do? Another fireball. Sure. It's not gonna... You can't even really cast it in a good... And I don't even... It's like the web blocks... Wow. Wow, game. Alright, just summon some monsters. It's fine. Let's see what we get. I got a wyvern out of it. Nice. Alright. I'm kind of just messing around here, having a bit of fun, but... I know I have a lot of spells that I haven't shown off, and there's a reason. Because mostly they don't really work the way you think they would, based on, you know, previous editions of D&D games. I'm gonna play Dark Sun 2 eventually. I've got it installed. Another game from the 90s era. I'm not sure if they fixed this kind of... Like, there's higher level magic, but I'm not sure if they, like, fixed it. Oh yeah, cleric spells. Clerics do have really cool stuff, or druids. Like, in theory... It's another, like... I think it's got a really low range. Yeah, another one of those... A lot of good D&D spells back in the day were touch or near touch range. You know, they weren't 120 feet. Fire elementals are pretty strong, right? If only you could just cast them wherever you wanted. He'll figure it out. You're summoning... I didn't even read that. Something happened. Summoning failed. Oh no, my wyvern that I summoned. Well, I guess you can hopefully understand why I don't use my magic most of the time. Summons fail. I don't know if I ever cast Cloak of Bravery, but nothing really causes fear, so... Unless you're fighting a dragon. Abjure? Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, this actually could be quite good against certain fights. Not this fight, but... Yeah, I mean, you know... Free action's the big one, of course. So... I feel like I'm just kind of messing around here a bit. What about, do we get magic? We don't even have magic missile, man. Where's my... Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. The classic. 19 damage. Not enough. BlueAnkylo is stuck. That's fine. Let's try something else. What do we got? I know her bow probably does more damage than anything here. But I'm just kind of enjoying showing stuff off. Yeah, we can basically get 4 acid arrows at a time if we wanted. I mean... Are we close enough to do... Oh, out of level 4s, out of level 5s. Okay, level 3 is high as we get. Fine. Now, if this was... Oh, yeah, we can't because we're stuck in the webs. Okay, walking in the middle of the webs was a huge mistake. I thought I'd get a little bit closer to cast some spells. That was the wrong thing to do. You know what? I give up. You can't even... I know you can shoot arrows while you're in the webs. I've seen them do it. This is probably a bad idea. Goodbye, web. It didn't even get rid of the webs. Oh, yeah, I got rid of the webs. All right. Fine. China, get in there. Now you gotta... It's fine. Just take those hits. It's fine. It's better this way. We don't need webs. Now we can actually just run around and punch things. Ow. Wow, Strange Mind did almost die. Basically, one elite guard got 2 turns between Strange Mind's actions and nearly killed him. Like, honestly, it really is quite easy to have people die on this fight. Like, I'm not joking around. Webbing them and staying at range with the magic with arrows is really the strategy. And trying to kill them, like killing one of them and then backing off so you don't end your turn beside them, basically. Like, rather than moving up and doing one attack, just getting out of the way would be way smarter. But we got him paralyzed, so we're fine. How are you still stuck? BlueAnkylo. The webs aren't even there anymore. There's definitely some funky business going on here. I guess I didn't put free action on her, but... This guy is paralyzed, right? Yeah, he's still stuck too. I guess what goes around comes around, you know? The black Mysterial is not. Okay, well there's no more webs in the way, so maybe we can cast something slightly interesting. I already wasted all my hold monsters. We also may have dispelled some of our buffs, which is not a good idea either. I don't want to put any more grease on here. I don't have any... There's nothing I can do. Just shoot him. Shoot him. She just missed. Completely useless. Anything else we should show off before this fight ends and this game ends? What does Rainbow Pattern do? Seems like something that might work on a giant scorpion. I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, it's a... Wow, I didn't expect it to be a gigantic AoE. Wow, I've never cast that before. Look at that. It's so pretty. So what technical status effect? It paralyzed him. Like, he was paralyzed by the poison bite on the Thri-kreen. But the Masterio was... Like, the game doesn't always... You know how it is. Like, in tabletop D&D, there's, like, all kinds of weird conditions sort of made up by every spell in the game. But in console, or in computer games, a lot of the times, they just kind of, you know, stuck means you can't move, everything else is paralyzed kind of thing, right? Or hasted or slowed, right? Like, if there's only one way to get a special status effect, instead of programming it in, they just give you, double damage. It's enlarged doubled crit. It's like auto crits under enlarged. Oh man. So that spell, I mean, I didn't even know how that worked. Now, it might be bad for us to enter, but if it actually paralyzes enemies, then it is better than web. I wouldn't have expected it to be that strong, but dang. Whoa. Okay, that spell way better than I was expecting. I'm glad we found one at least. Out of all the spells that were kind of sucking, I'm like, dang, that one did work. For defeating Draj's forces. Okay, so yeah, overall that fight wasn't too bad. Hopefully you got to see that if you don't take it carefully, those elite guards can easily overwhelm you and kill all your guys. Like really, they do enough damage output that if they get into melee, you're kind of screwed. But web is kind of the easy counter, only level 2 spell. Apparently Rainbow Pattern also will do it. There's probably other strats, but dang, that was fun. Cool. We've done it! The city will think twice about leaving the safety of their walls now. Yeah, the evil cities. I'm glad I was able to fight alongside you, but I must return to Gitron. Jasmine disappears in a flash of magic. Glorious! I'm glad... How did he live? He was surrounded. He should have totally been dead. I cannot begin to thank you enough for helping. He probably got stuck in the web. Like, I killed the guys that nearly killed him, and then he got stuck in the web so he couldn't go suicide. Probably. You're welcome. I kept you alive. I did it on purpose. You recover Kraxus' sword, the Dragon's Bane. Mortals, you have proven yourself to be worthy of greatness. Your act of defiance against the Dragian army shall long be remembered. You have indeed written a chapter into the history books of Athos. Look around you, the army has scattered and is fleeing for the safety of the city. Now is the time to celebrate, for I see that you will not have the time for it in the future. Your actions will attract the attention of powerful forces, both good and evil. However, the future is never certain, so take that what you will from my prophecy. I leave you now to your victory. Farewell, mortals. May victory always be your ally. With that, the genie vanishes, leaving you to your victory. Congrats! You have defeated the Dragian army and completed Shattered Lands. Feel free to keep playing. So if you'd missed something, you can actually go do any of your side quests still. And more importantly, you can pick up a really cool sword off the ground here. I don't think you... Yeah, it's hidden underneath a pile of bodies. But yeah, that looks kind of custom, right? So he never... I don't even think he got to attack us in melee a single time. As far as I know, it is the only +4 weapon in this game. Dark Sun 2 probably has some. But in Shattered Lands, I think the best you can get is... There's a couple +3s, but generally +1 or... Like, +2 is kind of your classic that's as good as it gets with a nice enchantment. And then there are technically a few items that are +3, but yeah, like the dagger. But a dagger that makes you more charismatic with +3 is probably not as good as a +2 sword that steals HP. I can't remember. I think there's an axe that's +3. There's a couple +3s, but they're pretty rare. And then here you are getting a +4. Now, the downside is it's still heavy, so you can't put it in your offhand. And I would still say L's Drinker is better. You know, basically 2 more damage, and then minus like 10 to 20 damage, whatever you get from Vampiric Touch. 1 to 6 for every 2 levels. So I think we're getting 4 d6s at level 9, right? And it'll keep scaling up, in theory. So in 4 d6 is going to average, like, that's 4 to 24, so it's probably averaging like 11 or 12 damage or somewhere around there, whatever. Don't math me. But yeah, I mean, basically, +2 every time versus minimum +4. I mean, it's not even, you can't even really compare it. And you steal HP. So yeah, there's that. But it's pretty cool. And in theory, Dragon's Bane should mean, if you're fighting a dragon, maybe double damage to dragons. But anyway, that was the fight. Somewhere in here you can find, I think these are the elite guards. Somewhere in here you can find the boss's body, and he might have something worth on. I think it was like this one. No. Somewhere near the bottom, right? Should at least show that off. Yeah. So he had a +3 two-handed axe, and just basic armor. Not even, I'm assuming this was the boss, because he had a magic, a magic axe. I think, unfortunately, as strong as the elite guards were, they still only had regular metal swords. Although, as we've been talking about, in the Dark Sun universe, metal swords are actually super valuable. Like a suit of metal plate armor is worth like the price of a kingdom, kind of thing. Iron is very rare. But anyway, that's pretty much it for that. There might be a couple things we can talk to for people, maybe. But I wouldn't get my hopes up too much for a lot of post-game content. So we'll spend a little bit of time. The finale here, we're 47 minutes in, but we might as well spend a bit of time just visiting people and seeing if anything happens. Also, let me double-check the wording on that spell, because that's a level... Okay, it is level 4 magic, so it's pretty high level. Creates rainbow-colored lights which absorb the full attention. Distracts... Direct attacks break the spell. But not until the end of your round. So it seems like they're, at the very least, like, I didn't see anyone survive an attack. If you attack them and you get 8 attacks, and they're all critical hits because they're paralyzed, they'd have to survive all of that, and then maybe they could not be paralyzed, assuming the game even has that mechanic. So, okay, I would say, so far, Rainbow Pattern actually might be the best level 4 spell. But I've only cast it once, so I'm still not, But, like, Cloud Kill was way worse. Just doing a tiny bit of damage. Imagine, like, if you cast this on a bunch of mages, and then just ignored them, they'd just be paralyzed for the entire battle. Or, you could just do a little bit of damage until they walk out of the cloud. What a garbage spell. Sorry, Death Cloud. I mean, maybe there's some ways to counter it, but somehow I doubt the AI is that smart. Stinking Cloud, similarly, is kind of anti-spellcaster. It was really good in the Gold Box games with, like, the tile-based movement, but I very rarely found a good time for that in this game. But usually the buffs, like the character buffing spells, were really good. Now, if someone had the slow spell, which we didn't, that would have worked pretty well on the elite guards if you could hit with them, because then they'd have half as many attacks. But slow is level 3, so it competes with haste and stuff. And I think web is pretty clearly better anyway. So anyway, that was pretty good. I wish, I kind of wish I'd been a bit better about testing all the spells. Fortunately, there's another entire game to try out, and I will, given that we're starting the next game at level 9 importing these characters, we should already have a lot of spell slots. And although, sure, we know haste enlarge is the real breadwinner, I do want to try to at least cast some of these spells, because you never know, maybe they'll surprise you and be awesome. Does it affect you if you walk into it? Like, I wonder if free action makes you immune? If the game's just like, no, it's paralyzed. You can't get paralyzed so you've got free action. I think it said, like... It's confusing for me that it's an area of effect that it's a persistent, right? Like, I thought it would just cast it once. Rainbow-colored lights which absorb the attention of affected creatures. See, I thought it would just sort of flash at them once, and if they fail their save, then they'd be paralyzed or, well, distracted, but apparently paralyzed until interrupted. But instead, the spell seems to linger, right? Like a web spell or something. Anyway, that's kind of interesting. Let's go check on Thri-kreen. We got some people to talk to. Just a little bit of post-game content. I wouldn't expect a whole lot of unique dialogue, but there's probably some. We'll see how many people even are aware that we've saved the game, saved the day. Hi, China. Amazing. Don't think Athos ever saw heroes like you. I guess that prophecy was right, eh? Well, I'm honored to serve under your command. And this is the guard at the door that's been giving us crap all game long, too. All along, he's like, ugh, why are you getting us into trouble? Good luck. Alright, then we got, there is stuff going on. China, I must thank you with all my heart. Your heroic effort saved my family and all of Thri-kreen. Yeah, where were you? Oh, I admit I hid during the sandstorm. It was too much. But afterwards, I braved the red-soaked sands to protect our eastern flank. I don't even remember who this guy is. Is this the jerk man? No, there was like the... Oh, man, I can't remember everybody's name, and it doesn't tell me his name. There was like two sort of leaders, but maybe he's one of them. You are too modest. It's only because of you that Thri-kreen has survived. Yeah, I'm amazing. Did you have a lot of casualties? Well, Thri-kreen still exists. That's more than we hoped, though it was not without cost. Chal, right, he was the old leader. Chal fell in battle when he led the charge against the main flanks. Goodbye. Chal fell. Also see ya. Oh, also the council would like to speak to you. That's just a villager. Just random villager guy. Not even anyone we're supposed to know. Visionary, you got anything to say? Ah, you've slain the wolf! Its dread grasp escaped. On wings of valor you dared aspire and burst the chains that held all down. So few could walk that narrow path across the trackless wastes. Yeah, well, you okay, buddy? The prophecy fulfilled, I am as blind. I'll seek my sight or perhaps a cooler clime. Yeah, this place is pretty hot. Great deeds behind the veil are hid. The prophecy continues in time where all the elements shall join in harmony and great heroes in the vortex shine. Mayhaps our paths shall cross in some distant land or dream. Till then, I bid you well. Awesome. See you later, crazy. He's just walking out into the desert. He's gonna die. Okay, so who else would you want to talk to? I mean, I don't really want to spend too long talking to every single person. We'll go talk to the council at the very least. Let's see if the well-keeper says anything. Hi, China. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I never would have believed it. You defeated Draj. I am kind of impressed at how many villagers actually have custom text. A lot of times at the end of the game, a lot of games, especially from the 90s, the random villagers just like, oh, I sure wish someone would kill the Drajian army. And you're like, I killed them already. No, I wish someone would save that poor villager girl that got kidnapped. You know, I did that like a year ago. But, yeah, custom dialogue. That's cool. I mean, it's not that special, but what did you do during the battle? I was manning the well. The city troop shot flaming arrows over the walls, and I kept the fires from spreading. What, through the sand? Nothing in here. There's no wood. Well, there's a little bit of wood. Okay. But there shouldn't be very much to light on fire, anyway. What are you doing? I'm making a brace. Alright, see ya, dude. But it is nice world building, anyway. I like the idea of having, you know, a fair amount of reaction to what the characters do, right? Like a proper D&D. Like you have a dungeon master or something. Hail, heroes of the realm! We welcome your triumphant return and celebrate your victory over the evil Draj. Thanks. No, you deserve it! You plunged the dagger of fear into Draj's heart, and the Templars will think twice before attacking us again. Slaves, rejoice! Sure, what happened to Chal? He was slain when he got cut off from the warriors, yet before he fell, Chal splintered the main flanks of Draj's armies, blunting its assaults. Well, he was pretty courageous. He had those cool giant swords, right? He was indeed, but Thri-kreen must choose a new leader, and Quarren is not strong enough to fend off the inevitable challengers who will seek to rule us. If you accept our offer to become Thri-kreen, no one would dare challenge your authority. It would be a great honor. Will you lead us? What do you guys think? Should we be the leader, or are we adventurers? I mean, I don't know if I want to settle down yet. No thanks. Ah, well, we expect as much, realizing how difficult it is for adventurers of your caliber to put down roots. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty cool. What about Katara? She seems to be like the hidden character for this entire game that seems to be more important and never does much. She was deeply grieved by Chal's death and set off for Nibene. No! Didn't we tell her not to do that? How about Draj? With the defeat, you handed them, not likely, what's left of the city troops scattered, and the Templars will need to lay low. How about the Shadow Army? Yeah, this is from the genie, I think. I thought they were coming against us, but their help was welcome. I don't think we would have prevailed without them. Very much Lord of the Rings, of course, but you know the drill. Council members... Okay, Lieutenant Quarren. This guy was the one that seemed kind of sketchy. Yeah, Mr. Eyepatch. You've done what I thought impossible and proven yourself a hero worthy of great praise. I am sure you will go on to many extraordinary adventures. How's the town doing? We lost many fine warriors, but our walls were never breached. Now, you can do a finale where the walls are breached and you have to defend the town, and then go outside and fight monsters because the genie doesn't kill them, and then fight 2 more rounds of combat. There's definitely ways of having harder final battles if you want it. Just don't do any of the side quests. The Shadow Army was a great help too, yeah. But we get the good ending, you know? How about the allies? They fought valiantly, rallying several times to hold off the army. The flanks was broken before you reached the commander, but I know many survived. Oh. Their flanks. So, the allies may have been scattered a bit. With the slave villages free of Draj's oppression, the opportunities for trade are greater than ever. Thri-kreen will become the kingpin of commerce. Goodbye. And that's all he ever wanted, I guess, so... Good. Do I have a map? O for map. M not for map, O for map. Makes perfect sense. So, yeah, Katara is gone. Maybe we'll see her in the second game, because it seems like she had more story than was letting on. Ah, hey, China. I'm sure you fought bravely. Actually, I just sat around making pots. And I just defended the gate with pots. And then we've got our, I don't think they gave us any specific, treasure. I should probably take all my magic arrows with me. I'll probably do preparation for, the save import off camera, because it's going to take a bit of time. But, you know, I'll sort my inventory out to make sure I pick up any arrows and fruit that I want to bring with me. But I can do that off camera. Let me go talk to, and I don't even know when I'm going to play Dark Sun 2. The end of this one kind of burned me out with all the technical difficulties. I'm hoping the second game doesn't have quite so many weird game-ending glitches. Alright, this was the cleric dude. He had a name. Father Garen. Welcome, China. Nothing to say. Okay, this does happen. You know, not everyone has a finale message. Alright, cool. Now let's, actually, one thing I just thought of. I wonder if we can have this identified by the weird sorcerer dude. I don't expect Laud's Rod will say anything. It would be cool if he talked to us, because we've actually, you know, after the whole genie back in time thing, we saw, like, little glimpses into his actual master's, past. But I don't think he'll do that. So we want to go to the Red Sand Zone. And yeah, it's east of here was the place with all the stuff that I technically only, you know, at the beginning of the episode I explained it all, but it's, you know, all the stuff to the east of this zone is where I didn't quite have the right save file. Alright, crazy dudes up here. I mean, everyone's crazy in the desert, it's just how it is. But he's the identifier sage. It's possible I never even talked to him on my replay. But let's see if we can check out, Dark Flame, Eldrinker, Drake Tooth. I don't know if I've showed all of these off. It is pretty cool. Blackman. Like, I really do like the fact they put lore for all of these things. Not a lot. But, you know, why does the bow shoot acid arrows? Because the wizard frame was burned by acid. You know, why is the black mace black? Because it's scary. I mean, okay, it's not a lot of details. Dagalar's dagger and staff. Dark flame. I don't know anything about it. Very mysterious. El's drinker, the best. It should be an evil sword, no doubt about it. You should have a penalty if you're not an evil character. But boy is it nice. Drake tooth. Oh right, that's the sword that's all squiggly. It looks like a drake tooth. And swift bite. That's the one that should probably come with the auto haste or something, or +1 attack per round. Anyway, I was kind of hoping the Dragonbane sword would be there. Wow, I never even picked that up. the metal detecting wand. Did he just give that to us? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you know, it would have been nice if you could also tell us some lore, like kind of a reason to get the metal dragon's bane. Like, you know, but I can see why. Like, you know, it's the post game. It's unlikely that very many people here. Like, I'll just check the other 2 main villages out. I expect anybody in these side areas, the chance of them having anything new to say after finishing the game is tiny. Like, very, very minor. Unless you, like, basically, you can finish their side quests if you haven't. But I bet you that's about all you can do. Yeah. So you could just continue your business with him. Alright, let's see if we can go back to the other 2 villages quick. Let's check. I bet you Tiaqueto's the only place that really adds much in the post-game. Because they want you to be the mayor or whatever, right? The governor, leader, whatever. But I'll check these other 2. There's only like 2 or 3 people in them worth talking to. So it's not going to take very long. But anyway, this is kind of the end of Dark Sun 1. There's not even really credits or anything. Oh, there you go. A runner told me that the great battle you fought. Never has Athos seen such heroes. We owe you a debt of gratitude. I'm planning to have a celebration in honor as soon as Usukyu and the other warriors return. And that's it. We could go fight some of those guys. It does look like the random warrior dude is not here right now. The guy that... I'm pretty sure he's the one that helped us fight in the final battle. Alright, so maybe that was just her. Let's go back to the last town. And then I'll just do my wrap-up at that point. It kind of surprises me how small this game is in hindsight. When you're playing it blind with no guide or map, and maybe this is your first, like you haven't played a lot of these kinds of games, but playing it back in the day without the internet and without a lot of experience, it seemed really huge. And it's not, I wouldn't really say it's a tiny game, but you know, there's not really that many maps and screens and stuff. There's only so much you can fit on one CD. But wait. Oh, her sister did. Right. Jasmine and her sister. They must have finally got back together. Cool. Well, if it isn't my savior, well met. What brings you to Gedron? You can see we're up to our necks in wounded. How things going after the fight? I wish she'd cast some magic. I think she can cast magic, but then she got fireballed first round, and then nothing else really happened after that. As I said, we got our hands full. I'm glad I instructed Lenara. She's been... Or I'd be pulling my hair out. She's quite the help. How's she doing? She's around somewhere. I wonder. Why don't you ask her? Without her, Wormius would have killed him. You want any help? Well, unless you want to help injured people. I mean, we've got a couple 9th level druids. We could probably do some healing. Anything else? No. May fate bring you glory. And then we just attack them. Hey, Lenara, sup? Oh, I cannot thank you enough for saving us from Jiraj. It's a historic day. The slaves have banded together. How's the town doing? Well, we're managing. Lots of wounded. They always have wounded. How's Jasmine? Oh, she's fine. You can talk to her if you want. You need any help? You don't look like the gentle type. Nope. Anything else? No. Alright. That's probably all. I wonder where they're going. Are you like the new mayors or something? Or are you just lost? I mean, this is... Maybe they just wander around town. Maybe they go to building to go heal people. She did seem to go over there. Yeah, maybe they just... It's a lot more scripting than I would have expected if they actually walked to each of the houses to go heal people. First, you freed us from Mormius, then you defeated the armies. I can't thank you enough. Do you have any treasure for me? And then he, like, turns hostile and the whole world hates us because we stole from him. Anyway, I mean, that's good. You know, don't you feel like you're heroes? You saved the day. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to end it here. It's an hour-long finale. That's not too bad. One last look at our heroes here. If you've you know, if you haven't been keeping up on things, we've got China, the female half-giant, with a ridiculous amount of fighter punch, and once you're enlarged, just crushes everything. I'll decide how I don't know exactly what or how we're going to import into the next game. If it's like some of the gold box games, we might not get all of our inventory when we start the next game. I'm pretty sure our levels will stick, but they might just delete certain items, like dragonlances. Boo. But we'll see. If we do start the next game with all of our super powerful stuff, that's great. We've got Strange Mind, our psionic fighter druid Thri-kreen. The Thri-kreen, at higher levels, is going to need something to keep her armor class caught up, because no rings or armor slots means there's only so many equipment slots, and we need something that gives armor class, I think, for higher levels. To keep up, right? Like, there's spells, right? Like, we can keep using psionics and magic, but I can feel this becoming a bit more of a problem as our levels get higher and higher. Not keeping up with people who can wear armor, because people with armor are already at like -4 base, and that's just with whatever quality of armor you consider this. In theory, with +3, +4 armor available in later game in higher levels, maybe we can get AC up to -10 or something. But Strange Mind will have a hard time, you know, making much progress. But yeah, anyway, it's pretty cool. I do have a lot of boxes of stuff. I probably want to get rid of a bunch of, like, at the very least, for inventory management, I want to drop a lot of stuff. I don't want to bring everything with me into the next game, because there's only so much inventory space I can handle. So I'm probably going to try to ditch a bunch of stuff. I don't know what exactly, but I'll probably get rid of a bunch. And just try to hold on to the important stuff, whatever that is. Like, Ice Storm is really not that good. Like, I mean, maybe I'll just have a bag full of useless magic wands and items and stuff. Maybe I'll hold on to everything, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Those are our characters. They're pretty awesome. I had a good time. I wish the game hadn't given me such a difficult time triggering that final battle. That was kind of a, you know, a unfortunate blow. But the replay was fun. Like, I put it on really high speed. I did it live with some live tubers and stuff, and we just listened to some music and kind of played through, and it worked. In the end, we managed to get the final battle to spawn, so that was probably worth the effort. But yeah, that's Dark Sun. It's very nostalgic for me. The second game I never played. I still have not played the second game, so that one's not nostalgic. I hope it is fun, right? But like for me, I remember playing this when I was a young Ankylo, so it was really fun to head back to it and kind of break it open a bit. I mean, I've beaten it before, but oh yeah, the villagers, right? Because we always yeah, there's no bugs in this game. Oh, well, it's a good thing I have a save file ready at the end, because we're apparently stuck in a loop and I can't get out. Oh, I escaped. Good. So careful about stuff like that. That's not great. Anyway, that's the end of this one. I'm pretty sure I'll be streaming the import. If you want to catch a stream, it'll probably be 2022 or something. So after this video gets uploaded, it'll be a farewell after that. And I'll probably give Dark Sun 2 a try, and we'll see how it holds up, how it fares. I like the idea of importing our characters and continuing their story. And I hope some spells work a little better, and I hope the game doesn't break apart on me. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and had another trip down memory lane with Dark Sun Shattered Lands. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.